So anyways guys, you have officially made it to the section of the video where I explain to us how we're going to make a nice deep conditioner for ourselves at home, simply and affordably. I've just come from pre-pooing my hair, as you all can see. It's feeling good, it's looking nice, but the oil is all over the place. So if you see me shining, elewa hiyo mambo na isikusumbue sana. Let's get into it. First things first, we're going to need our fruit element, okay? Fruit that is used commonly by people in their deep conditioners is avocado, one of the main fruits. Now, avocado and banana, which are the two main fruits, okay, we need to use very extremely ripe fruit, okay? Your avocado needs to be ile yani ukiguza tu hivi iko karibu, you get me? Same to your banana. This one is good, but it's not the best. The blacker, the softer, the more it has stayed, the better. So that's what you need. You need an avocado, a banana. Now, you can use, depending on the size of your avocado, you can use 1 or 2. If you have very small ones, you can use 2. And then bananas, depending on how much hair you have and everything, or depending on the length and the thickness of your hair. So the thicker your hair, the longer it is, the more product you're going to need, or the more fruit you're going to need. So you can get a bigger avocado, or you can get 2 of them, you can get more banana. Me, I don't have that much hair, so those 2 will work. But let me tell you something. The times when you really want to get an avocado that's super ripe because it's just for your hair, unataka hata ile tu yenye kwa duka imekaa, nobody seems to want it, you're like nipe hiyo. When you go to look for an avocado, that's the day when you find one that's perfect. You had a group of schools, this one. I'm just feeling the pain. I can imagine eating this avocado, but now I have to use it for my hair, so there's that. And then now we're going to go into our oils. The better option is for you to use something that's penetrative rather than something that's sealing. If you want to know about that, go check out my pre-poo video, which I explain the difference between sealing and penetrative oils. But obviously, you can just tell from the name, sealing, penetrative, it's in the name. If you want to use something that's affordable and that's really good and commonly used and works for many people, go ahead and pick yourself some coconut oil. Now, this tropical coconut oil company, honestly, Allison, because I always wonder, it's just called tropical coconut oil. I never actually realized that the name is Allison. So Allison usually has this tropical coconut oil that's scented and the one that is non-scented, the one they've removed the scent. Now already that to me is a red flag, because I'm like, mulifanya nini ndo mukatoa hiyo scent? And for some reason it's the more expensive one. Honestly, I don't mind the scent of the coconut oil, and then I trust this one a little bit more, seeing as they didn't have to do anything extra to remove the scent. So if you're removing the scent, maybe also we're losing some of the benefits without realizing. So I just use this one that has the scent, which is, it's not strong at all for me. In fact, I like that scent, like I was telling you guys. Yeah, this one is usually, I think, cheaper. You can find one for less than 200 bob at any of your local supermarkets. Next, we have our olive oil. So olive oil is one of my top favorite oils. I love how it is so moisturizing. I love how it works for my hair. There's just a way it feels on the hair. Yani it's smooth. That's one of the oils that you can use. This is, I believe, 180, if not, I don't think imefika 200 bob. This is, I think, is 180. So this is another option, or an addition. You can basically use both coconut and olive and whichever other oils, or you can just use one, whichever you have available, whichever one works for you, whichever one you can afford, baby. Next, we have castor oil. I do not suggest castor oil so much, seeing as it is very thick. It is a sealing oil, but there's some people who feel like, no, castor oil, I love it, it works for me, for my deep conditioners, and so on and so forth. So just do what works for you, do what works for your hair type, for your hair porosity, more importantly than even your hair type, your hair porosity, and get you an oil that works. So castor oil is also one of the options. I will not be using castor oil in this because I use castor oil when I'm sealing in my moisturization process, which is our next video. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm doing this thing. Like, oh my god, look forward to my next video where I'm gonna be talking about Anyway, I'm so proud of myself. Those are some of the oils that you can use. Another oil that I use often is my homemade Ayurvedic oil. Now, it is in this jar. I know this jar looks pretty disgusting. It has all these fingerprints and oil and everything. And then it has the residue down here. But let me tell you, that residue is the magic that you need for your hair. If your edges are falling off and they're looking a bit thin and your hairline is looking a bit like, you know what I'm saying? This is the oil you need, baby. You have some bald spots, you're wondering, how can I grow the hair back in these areas? this is your girl. If you have fine hair and you want to make it thicker and you want to make it longer and you want to make it healthier, this is your girl. If you have weak hair and you want it to be stronger and you want it to be moisturized, yup, that's it. The reason why this is such a potent and powerful oil is because I have used so many beautiful, wonderful ingredients, Ayurvedic ingredients, natural ingredients to come up with this oil. In here, there's fenugreek, there's amla powder, there is clove powder, there is hibiscus powder, there is bringraj powder, there's aloe vera powder, there's rosemary, there is coconut oil, castor oil, olive oil, glycerin, girl. And it is so affordable to make this. And the powders that I buy them and I use them over for different things. Now in my deep conditioner, I'm going to use. In this oil I use. And these are the things that have really changed my hair and really given it health and luster and moisture. Sometimes I'll use this oil in my deep conditioner as the oil element. So instead of using this easy moja, I just take this one that I made. It's potent, it's beautiful, it's wonderful. I just add it. I add 2 tablespoons of it into my deep conditioner and I'm done. All right, the next most important thing that you're going to need in your homemade deep conditioner, the oil is all over, bruh. Yeah, so the next thing you're going to need in your deep conditioner is a humectant, which means that is something that draws moisture from the environment. Humectants that are commonly used and commonly available are honey and glycerin. Okay, so here, one second. Here I have my Sisia honey that I've had for absolutely ages. As you can see, it is crusted all over the place. All you can do is drop this in some warm water or hot water and it softens right up and then you can use it. Basically, in natural honey. Don't use those ones which they've added, I don't know, skari, nguru and whatever. Use something that's natural, something that you trust, something that's high quality because this is your hair, you want it to do good. And then the next humectant is glycerin. You can get one from the company Ideal, the same company that sells the olive oil and the castor oil that we see all over the place has glycerin. So just get you some glycerin as long as it's pure glycerin. Another thing that you can add to your deep conditioner, some natural yogurt. I was telling you guys about this. The yogurt must be natural. In fact, let me get. Yeah, so here is the natural yogurt that I was telling you guys about. Make sure it is natural. This one is from Brookside. It's affordable. It's really small. Get you some of this. You're not going to need to use the whole container. You're just going to need to use a couple of spoons of it. Tablespoons, teaspoons, depending on everything is dependent on your hair thickness and your hair length. So the more hair you have, the longer it is, of course, the more of each of the products that you will need to use. Those are the basic elements of your deep conditioner, and that's pretty much it. With just those 5 things, you can make yourself a deep conditioner or a protein treatment at home. Now, the reason why I'm saying you can make for yourself a deep conditioner or a protein treatment at home is because these ingredients put together form the base of your mask. So you can add things that will make it either a deep conditioner, which is a moisturizing mask, or a protein treatment, which is a strengthening mask. Now, you can go out to the stores and buy one of these that are already formulated either for strengthening as a protein treatment or moisturizing as a deep conditioner. But if you're making for yourself at home, this is where you can add Ayurvedic products as ways to either make it a moisturizing treatment or a strengthening treatment. Cutscene. This is where I'm going to be showing you guys how to do the stuff, how to make a deep conditioner. First things first, see na blender. The blender in this house is broken. So for the past few times, I've been using a fork, a plate, and a sieve. So get yourself a fork, a plate, and a sieve. And if you have a blender, just get your blender or your food processor or whatever. Get your banana and start opening it up. Oh, let me get a plate where you can put all the whatever's, the peels and stuff. So I'm just gonna, and make sure your hands are clean. Mine are not clean. Actually, let me go wash my hands. Boom. Let me go wash my hands. Okay, so I wash my hands. Yeah, so here we have our banana. Remove any of the fibers as much as possible. Now we're gonna have our avocado, which make sure you've washed your fruit. So we're gonna just cut through our avocado. Oh my god, look, it's beautiful. Wow. I'm going to only use half. Oh my gosh, but I need the whole thing. Okay, I'll use the bigger half. And then here's a little trick. Boom. Yeah, so you get the avocado out like that. Yani, this one is I can't even believe this. I wish I had more time to just leave it to ripen. But it is what it is, baby. We don't leave anything behind. We don't waste nothing. We get all of the avocado out. And then we're gonna get a little bit of our glycerin. I'm just gonna use my little teaspoon over here to get some of this glycerin. Ooh. I can do 2 tablespoons. Honestly, I just normally eyeball these things because I've done it so many times. Like, I can almost always tell what I'm going to need. Okay, that's my humectant of choice. You can also use honey. Like I told you guys, I'm using glycerin for today. And then now with this, before we add our oil, we're just going to mash this around and get it done. The glycerin will add some of the moisture to help it break down nicely. So if you have a blender, this is the point at which you just blend. I will just use my fork to break it down like this until my blender is fixed. The riper, the thing is, not only are is it more better suited for hair, it is also easier to break apart. See, you can do that easier when you use riper things. Now you see my avocado is not very ripe, so it's gonna take a little bit more effort to, you know, mash it around. But no excuses, baby. We're gonna find a way and we're gonna do it. Oops. Hello loves, just wanted to pop in here and give the 3 shout outs that I promised to give. So yeah, let's just get into it immediately. So the first person is called Just Aquia. I hope I pronounced it right. Just Aquia said, love the channel's name, new subscriber here. Thank you, girl, for subscribing, first of all. Second of all, it's so nice to see, to know that people are getting what the channel name is about. You see, I foresee growth. We have 4C here as Africans, and then it sounds also like foresee, you know, kuna watu wanasema foresee. Get it? I hope you get it, because I was like, this is genius, and I came up with it all on my own. So anyway, thank you so much, Just Aquia, and I hope you enjoy the future videos. Second shout out goes to my newest subscriber. Her name is Rachel. She said, amazing content, love it. Thank you so much, Rachel, for subscribing and for loving the content. How do you say thank you for loving the content? That doesn't make sense, because it's not technically her choice to love the content, it just happened. Anyway, last shout out goes to Young Flourishing 4632, and it says, very informative, thank you. And then says, oh no, you didn't leave us hanging at the end. Oh my god, I'm sorry I left you hanging, but here we are now. We have the second part. Thank you so much for watching. She said, I'll be back. I hope you are back, and I hope you enjoy. Let me know if you came back and to watch the second part, and if you enjoyed it. And thank you guys so much for watching, for subscribing, and even for commenting. So yeah, those are my 3 shout outs. Let's continue enjoying the video. Thank you. As you can see, that took me like what, less than 3 minutes to break that down. Yeah, looking good, looking nice. So when you're done mashing your fruit together and it's at a consistency that the fork can't break apart further, what you're going to do, get a container that you're going to sieve it into, and get you a sieve. Let me move this so that you guys can see nicely. Don't put the whole thing all together. Just put a little at a time, a little at a time. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. And you keep it pushing. Now, even if you had a blender at this point, you would still need to sieve, because banana usually has some pieces and seeds and whatever that you don't want in your hair. So although the blender does it very smoothly, if you still are nervous about having banana pieces stuck in your hair, then you can still sieve it through. As for me, it's a must, because it's still too thick to just put directly on my hair. So, but look how beautiful. Look, simple as that. And then I'm gonna pick out the residue and put it away. See? Now we just do that for the whole batch until it's over. When you're done, you should have something that looks like this. How beautiful. And that took me, let's say 10 minutes max. Oops. Of course, if you had a blender, it would be faster. If you have a blender, it's faster. But honestly, I don't mind. So that's how it's supposed to look. You can now add your oils. Remember, we had only added our glycerin. You can now add your oil. So for today, I'm going to be adding my olive oil, coconut oil, tea tree oil. I'm just going to add like a tablespoon of each. Boom. Okay, a little bit more. I just eyeball it. So if you have a lot of hair, use 3 tablespoons. If you have kidogo hair, use 1 to 2 tablespoons. Okay, crack it open. For the tea tree, I'm just going to use 1. Ooh, girl, that's a lot. Then I'm gonna mix it in gently. Some people might feel like you don't need this much oil. Honestly, me, I'm heavy-handed when it comes to products. So you can put less or more according to what works for you. Now, this in itself is a wonderful deep conditioner, even without any Ayurvedic products. You can just use this. It's just avocado, banana, glycerin, and oils. This in itself is a perfect and good deep conditioner. If you don't have anything and you just want this, you don't want any Ayurvedic, nothing, you don't want anything extra, just use this. Use this once every 2 weeks, and when I tell you you'll start to see results, you'll start to see results. If you're someone who has never deep conditioned, you do not deep condition, you don't know anything about this, follow my previous videos, and when you reach this point, just make it up to here and start with this. If you're skeptical, you're wondering, you just want to start with this, baby, and you'll see the results. I can tell you now, avocado and banana and those oils in themselves will really show you what deep conditioning can do if you are consistent with it. In today's video, what we're going to be making is a deep conditioning mask that has both strengthening benefits in it and moisturizing benefits in it. I'm going to just make one that you can use every 2 weeks, you can use every month, as opposed to a strengthening treatment which you need to use like once a month or once every 6 weeks. That one we can make in another video, but for today I just want to make something simple that you can make immediately, that you can use as often as you'd like. Okay, so first things first, the first ingredient we're going to need is fenugreek seeds. Fenugreek seeds or fenugreek powder are full of benefits for your hair. I'm going to put some of the benefits right here or somewhere on the screen. So fenugreek seeds are a bit more difficult to use than fenugreek powder. Fenugreek powder, you can just add hot water, mix it like this until it forms a paste, and add that to the mask that we have just created. Fenugreek seeds, on the other hand, you are going to need to soak them in hot water. What you're going to do is just get a container that you've recycled, like this one. Get 2 tablespoons or 4 teaspoons of fenugreek seeds, pop them in your container and add really hot water all the way to the brim. Okay, when you do this, what happens is the seeds begin to open up because they have a tough outer shell, so they need something like hot water to open up and remove the benefits. So this water, the longer you leave the seeds inside, the more it infuses the water with the benefits, and then now this water can be used in our deep conditioner, or in fact this water can be used for so many things. You can just use it as a spritz for your hair when you're pre-pooing. You can use it as a spritz for your hair when you're re-moisturizing your hair in the middle of the week. You can use it even as a rinse. You put it in your hair, leave it in for a couple of minutes and rinse it out, just to improve moisture, to improve curl definition, and to improve strength. So fenugreek seeds is our first ingredient. So this needs some time. So if you're going to make your deep conditioner, do this part first. Put your seeds in here in a container, add the hot water, give them time to infuse, become soft and all this, and then you have your water ready. Second ingredient that we're going to have in this deep conditioner is Bringraj powder. Now Bringraj powder, actually I was reading the back of this paper, and it says that Bringraj powder is one of the most revered Ayurvedic powders when it comes to hair care. The name Bringraj translates to king of hair. I said, whoa, king of hair? Oh. It helps in reversing premature graying, stimulates hair growth, and reduces hair shedding, and strengthens the hair strands. Using a combination of Bringraj or combination of Bringraj powder, amla powder, and aloe vera powder will help you sort out a lot of hair issues. I can attest to that. Basically, if you're using this, you have no idea what you're doing for your hair. And specifically this one from Mara Organics, I can vouch for it. 100% organic, 100% raw, no processing. It's just literally the powder packaged for you and handed over to you. So get you some of this. So fenugreek, then Bringraj powder. Next thing we're going to be using is aloe vera powder. Now aloe vera powder brings in a lovely element of moisture. As we all know, aloe vera is a moisturizing plant to begin with. So whether it's the gel or the juice or even the powder, you are enhancing moisture when you add this to your deep conditioner. So we're going to be adding a little bit of aloe vera powder. Last but not least, we are going to be adding some moringa. Now this container is, like I told you guys, I usually just recycle. I usually just recycle the containers and I use them over and over for different purposes. So this one was a mask by Shea Moisture Rehydration Treatment Mask. It's actually a really good mask, but that's not what we're talking about today. Today is DIYs. But yeah, so in here you can see my moringa powder. It's green. I do not like the smell of moringa powder, but what it does for the hair. The first time I made a moringa mask, my mind was blown because the curls were defined, the moisture, the conditioning. It was really, really good. I'm not being hyperbolic over here. I'm telling you the truth. And if you can see oil all over my face, it's from my pre-poo, which I was telling you guys about. It's literally dripping on my face. Moringa powder. So many benefits. I'm going to add them on the screen. Get you some moringa powder. Most of these powders are very affordable, very easy to access and to get, probably at a store near you. If you can't, by the way, you can just head out to Mara Organics, because I believe they also have moringa. They have all these powders. They have moringa powder, they have this bringraj, they have amla, they have hibiscus, they have all the powders that you can think of. They have henna. All the powders that you can think of are there. So now you're going to get a separate container. Put this to the side. In this container, we're going to be mixing our Ayurvedic powders. Like I told you guys, usually you will just need to use hot water in order to make a paste with your Ayurvedic powders. Today's powders, like I told you guys, is moringa, bringraj, and aloe vera. And then fenugreek seeds, which I had told you guys about, which I soaked in this water. Now, usually if I was just doing these, I would have just put them in the container, mixed them up, and used hot water to make a paste. So now I have this fenugreek water that I've infused, so it has the benefits of fenugreek in it, and I'm going to use this as the hot water that I would have used if I didn't have this fenugreek water. So I'm just gonna. Okay.
If you ever see me fighting in the forest with a grizzly bear, help the bear!
Okay. Ooh, beautiful. So get yourself a plastic spoon or a wooden spoon. Those are best to use. Don't use metal. Just use plastic or wooden spoon. And then I'm gonna get some of my moringa powder. I'm gonna get a couple of tablespoons. Let's see, 1, 2. I get 2 tablespoons. The more hair you have, the more powders you're going to use, but I'm just going to use 2 tablespoons for now. Then I'm going to get my bringraj powder, and I'm going to also use 2 tablespoons. I'm going to use like 1.5. Yep. Seal it back up. Then I'm going to get my aloe vera powder. It's almost over, so I'm pretty much going to use the whole thing. Boom. Okay, so pretty much all of it actually. Oh no, aloe vera, don't leave me! Don't leave me! So those are our 3 powders. Now I'm going to combine them very well. So once they're mixed well, personally, I like to sieve them again because I hate when there's bigger granules. So some of the powders usually have a bit of, the granules are a bit bigger. I don't like the feeling of that graininess, grittiness. I like when I have a smooth, nice, deep conditioner. That's why I also sieve this one as well. So I'll sieve the powder so that just any big pieces can remain up here, and then I can have all these tiny, small pieces down there really nicely. So I'm just going to sieve that into a different container. It looks like a lot of work, but when you get used to it, it becomes second nature. You just go ahead and you do it. And use an old sieve. Okay, if you don't like the smells of the whatever, the Ayurvedic powders, use an older sieve, or put aside a sieve that you can be using for this purpose. That's what my mom said. My mom is like, you're not going to use my sieves for that. You get your old. So she gave me one of her old ones and said that you can be using that for your powders. So I'm like, I'm grateful. Thanks, mom. Now, when you finish sieving your powders, make sure you don't get rid of the bigger pieces that remain at the top of your sieve. Take like this one, my aloe vera powder just ended, so I'm just going to use this to store all those big particles. What we can use these for is to infuse in an oil, for example, like this one. So it's the same way I would have just taken some aloe vera powder, some moringa powder, some whatever, and thrown it into this container to infuse my oil. But now I have them all together as the pieces the bigger pieces that were here, because I'm going to sieve the oil anyways, or I'm going to let them sit before I use the oil. I don't know if it's making sense, baby. I think some of these things, there's some things you get used to so much, you don't realize how confusing it can be for people who don't know these things. So Y'all, I hope it's making sense. Whatever's not making sense, hit me up and I'll be sure to explain that to you. Now I have the fine powders. Look, beautiful, sieved. They're so fine. And then now we have our fenugreek water that I was telling you about. So what we're going to do is we're going to just pour the fenugreek water slowly into these powders and then mix them as we make our paste. Now don't pour too much at first. Just start with kidogo like that, and then mix it in. Then as it goes along, as you realize, basically you get what I'm saying. And as it starts to become a paste, you realize you need more water, so you get a little bit more, and then you keep on keeping on. See how beautiful is that? Okay, it's not really beautiful, but I just like how the powders don't have any big granules in them because I've sieved it, so you can see that it's a really smooth paste. Some people like their paste a bit more runny. I personally prefer it to be thick like this. If you have lower porosity hair, then the runnier it is, the better, because it helps to infuse it better into the hair instead of just sitting on top of your hair. But remember, there's this. So if this of yours, if you look at it and it's a bit too runny, it has high moisture content, don't put too much moisture in this. But if it's thick and maybe you want it to be a bit more runny, a bit more watery, you can add more of the water here. Mind you, even after we add this paste here, if we find it a bit too thick, we can always add more of our fenugreek water, which is right here. Okay, and then now we're going to take this paste and put it into this, or this into this, whichever, it doesn't matter. Looks like skumas that have been blended. No. And it also smells like mboga. One thing about moringa is it smells very mboga-ish, but it's a deconditioner, so it doesn't really matter like that. You're going to rinse it out. And also when you see the benefits, you even forget about the smell. You start not caring. That's me. I used to be like, ooh, because I have a thing about smells. But when I see the benefit, I'm like, what? You take a chance is what I would say. Ah, the greens are so pretty. Oh my gosh. And then now mix it in gently, slowly. And just like that, you have yourself the perfect deep conditioner. Let me tell you.
Stop it!
You go ahead, take my word for it. Use this for 3 months straight. Come back to me and tell me if your life has not completely changed. Listen, I'm telling you, go use this 3 months straight, every 2 weeks. Tell me if your life doesn't change, even every month. Even just try every month. So anyway, this is our deep conditioner. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how we can use it. Like I told you, this is not the same deep conditioner that I'm going to be using in the next clip. The next clip is from a long time ago, but it's pretty much the same process of putting the deep conditioner in our hair, and then we're going to have finished that.
All right, friends, so this is a hibiscus mask that I made. There's a kid who says that.
That I made.
So anyway, you can see me here opening the hair section and then just applying the mask. It's as simple as opening each section and applying to the strands equally. Sorry y'all, I have a little cough. So just try to be as gentle as you can when you're applying, section it with your fingers, like just what I'm doing. This was the moment when my life flashed before my eyes. There's an automatic sprayer over there, and because I was so distracted, I kept forgetting that it's there. So every time it sprays, nashtuka. Oh my god, I thought something had happened to the camera, so I just Also make sure to wear a shirt that you don't care about, just because it may get stained. If you're using something like henna, hibiscus, even bringraj, most of them have color and it may stain, so just wear a t-shirt that you don't care about. So the key things you should take away from this process is, number 1, always apply your mask in sections. Number 2, make sure that you apply all the way through and you be very, very gentle so that you're not causing breakage, when really what we're trying to do is prevent the breakage. All right. So guys, you already know how we do it here on I4C Growth. We just get our TP paper and put that on your head, and then we get our heating cap, put that on your head as well, put 20 minutes on the clock, and you're good to go. And then we're gonna head out to rinsing. Simple as that. So now it's time to rinse out the mask. Usually I don't open all my sections all at once, all together, but I wanted you guys to see how the mask, really makes your hair feel nice and look great and defines the curls. and moist. It's very moisturizing. Yeah, I just want you guys to see that. So I opened them all and I twisted them right back up. It was so much work, but it's worth it because I wanted you guys to see. And yeah, so I twist them back up because I'm completely against manipulating your hair when it's all open. 100% against that. So I always try to keep my hair in sections as much as possible. I think it has really worked for me. It has worked for many people, so I would suggest it completely. It reduces breakage and yeah, and tangles and everything that we don't want. So yeah, then I open one section at a time, and then I get those completely rinsed out because we don't want to leave residue of the mask and the powders in our hair. But again, if you don't mind, you can just rinse the twists as they are and then just go open and moisturize. But me, I like to just open and remove. Like, I like the hair to be nice and clean and be a nice blank slate to start on. So I do that for each individual section, and then I twist them into these Bantu knots just to keep them away from each other, so that again reduce breakage. And then that's the end of that.
Alright guys, we've made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching it, especially to the end. Girl, thank you. Make sure to stay tuned for the next episode of Demystifying Wash Day. We have a couple more episodes to go. I believe there's like 2 or 3 episodes. I know guys are saying like I've had people tell me directly like, we want to see a bit more different content, like, and you're doing something else. And I'm like, guys, after Demystifying Wash Day, it's a series, so I want the episodes to follow each other like that, so that someone can watch it as like a show, you know what I'm saying? So until Demystifying Wash Day is over, then we can look at other things. You guys can suggest to me what you guys want to see. Anything you'd like to see, suggest to me, and then I will put it in I'll put it in a list basically, and then see what works for when. So yeah, again, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I realize that most of the people who watch my channel, who actually engage a lot with my content, are not subscribed. So guys, please, I'd like to urge you to subscribe and click the notification bell so that you're notified whenever I post, and you can keep up to date with the videos that I'm posting, and then you can actually start to practice these practices and see the differences in your hair and in your life. So again, I'll see you guys in my next one. Look forward to it and stay safe.